Like you said, my name is Casey Miller. I was born in Akron. I live in Akron. And as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm paralyzed from about here down. And this is kind of the story / journey of a little bit before my injury up until now, about 7 years later. And in case anybody's wondering, that shirt says, "I run better than the government." Now, life before my wheelchair, or life before the injury, was average. I was, normal life. It's like, sit. Good boy. I had, I liked sports. I liked, riding my bike, video games, just anything I could do with friends. But most of all, baseball was my life. Baseball was something that kind of overtook my life from 5 to 13 when my injury happened. This is Canal Park, and my mom and I kind of lived there through the summers. We went to every home game that we could get to, and I have a lot of memories there that I will never forget. I went to Miller South School. You have to try out, and cool. I went there for vocal, and I picked up the cello in 4th grade, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later in the presentation. But the support that I got from that school was more than I could ever dream of. And yeah, it was amazing. Now, on March 2nd, the day of my injury, I woke up with a very, very minor back pain. It was something that I had to stop and think about to feel. So I went about my day. I just wanted to be, normal kid going to school. So I went to school, but it got bad, and it got bad very fast. It started to feel like somebody had a knife in between my shoulder blades, and I couldn't do anything about it. I tried to get through school like it says, and I tried to do what I could, but I went to the nurse twice, and the second time is when I decided to call my mom, and my mom, instead of taking me home, decided to take me to the hospital. This is where I walked into the ER. I was still walking in extreme pain. Within 45 minutes, I was paralyzed from where I am now. They did a 2.5-hour long MRI where they found a 6-inch long mass on my spine up against the nerves, and they waited till the next morning to remove it. When they removed it, they found a blood clot. They don't know why it happened, but they know that's what caused the damage. It was left there a little too long, so it became permanent damage. Now, this is rehabilitation in Akron Children's and Columbus Children's. I'm doing a couple different exercises. In the one picture, I'm in a full body brace, kind of trying to strengthen my my arms, shoulders, neck, and improve my balance, which is pretty important. Now, the support is what got me through all of it. In the top, you can see me and Mike Furrey, who played for a couple different teams. He came in and gave me one of his giant gift baskets. This is Dr. Carl in a wheelchair, who's not actually in a wheelchair. He chose to be in one for an outing. And then the other picture is a family that's been supporting me for as long as I can remember. Now, after 62 days inpatient, they deemed me fit to go home. And that was a big deal to me. I hadn't been home in that long. So this whole team you see behind me in the picture, I owe everything to. I gave them a hard time every single day. I didn't want to do therapy, but without them, I wouldn't have been able to get home. Now, in the top, you see some curtains. That was my room for about 1.5 years. I slept in the living room while they added a whole entire kind of apartment to my house to make it accessible. And in the bottom picture, you can see that I'm in the basement, and that's because we got enough donations to afford an elevator. Now, I had to get back to life, and that was the odd part. I didn't know what to do. I'd never been in a wheelchair before, and I just knew I wanted to go back to a normal life, hanging out with my friends and doing the stuff that I did before. But depression, it's a part of everybody's life, and it became more apparent after my injury. And it will always be a part of my life, but that doesn't mean that I won't be happy. We just have to figure out ways of, kind of getting past it in our own ways. Now, Wishes Can Happen sent me to Florida with my family for a week. You can see my friend Bradley, who chose to be in a wheelchair for a day, among some others. During school, my principal let us do that. LeBron had me in his bike-a-thon as the first hand cyclist, and you can see the CMA who visited me in the hospital and after, and I don't know what I would have done without them. Now, back to cello. we kind of had to redesign how I played it because I wasn't able to play it after being paralyzed. So Miller's Wheelchair actually redesigned the first stand you see in the Push Living, I think is picture, and then in the other picture there was a Toledo design team that redesigned it and cut the weight down, and it was amazing. Now I've tried a bunch of different sports, from skiing, track, hockey, basketball, golf, and some others I'm probably forgetting. But and they're fun and they're amazing to witness. They're just not maybe as big of a part of my life as they were before. Now the opportunities I've had, like this, I've been able to speak for some amazing people. Mike Furrey, I got to speak for his foundation. I was able to speak for the Arrows, now the Rubber Ducks, and Superfly is a car show I go to every week, and I've had some amazing opportunities there to help them out, and they have done amazing things for me too. Now, this is Slate. He's up on stage with me. He is my service dog from a foundation called Assistance Dogs for Achieving Independence. I don't know what I would do without him. He has become my best friend very fast, and they did an amazing job with him. They trained him for about 2 years, and they spent about $20,000 on him. That's not nearly what I had to spend. But awareness, I know this kind of really doesn't fit in with the slideshow, but I just kind of beg you guys to be aware of what's going on around you. Somebody parked in a striped off zone in front of a ramp or something may not directly affect you, but it directly affects somebody. And for somebody to be dealing with a disability and then have something like this happen can be kind of lowering. Now this, I don't have enough time to introduce everybody, and I'm not going to get emotional, but without these people, I would not be on this stage. This is my family, my friends, my girlfriend, a doctor I had, and some of them are not with us anymore, but I would not be on here. So if there is applause after this, let it be for them, please. Thank you.